Hello friends! So today we're making this delicious Lindt Truffle cupcakes. These are one of my most popular cupcake recipes on the blog. And you can see why, right? So here we go. So first we're going to make the cupcake batter. Add half a cup of canola oil to a bowl. You can use any oil you prefer, such as avocado or another vegetable oil. Now add 1 cup of hot brewed coffee. And if you don't want to use coffee, just use hot water instead. Add 1 tablespoon of vinegar to the bowl. I used white vinegar. You can use apple cider vinegar too. And 2 teaspoons of vanilla extract. Now add 1 cup of granulated sugar and whisk the ingredients to combine. And now I'm sifting 1.5 cups of all-purpose flour and 1/4 cup of cocoa powder into the bowl. Add 1 teaspoon of baking soda, 3/4 teaspoons of baking powder, add 1/4 teaspoon of salt, and you also have the option of adding 1/2 teaspoon of espresso powder to the batter. This is totally optional. It helps give flavor depth to the chocolate cupcakes. And then we're going to whisk the batter until smooth. Pour the batter evenly into the cupcake pans. This recipe makes 14 cupcakes. First, we're going to bake the cupcakes for about 10 minutes until they look puffed but not fully baked. At this point, you're going to quickly open the door of the oven and place 1 Lindt Truffle in the middle of each cupcake. Be very quick when doing this so the oven doesn't lose too much heat. And then continue to bake the cupcakes for another 8 to 10 minutes. Now let's make the chocolate ganache. We're going to use the ganache to make this chocolate Swiss meringue buttercream and also to top the cupcakes later on. Begin by chopping 6 ounces of chocolate very finely, or you can use chocolate chips if you prefer. I've used dark Lindt chocolate, but some readers have told me that they use milk Lindt chocolate and it turns out fabulous. Pour 3/4 cups of hot heavy cream over the chocolate. And then whisk until the chocolate has melted completely. Set the ganache aside and let it cool to room temperature. Now let's make the Swiss meringue buttercream. Place the egg whites and the sugar in a bowl over a double boiler. Whisk until the egg whites and the sugar reach 140 Fahrenheit. This is going to ensure that the egg whites will have reached a safe temperature to be consumed. As soon as the egg whites and the sugar reach the temperature, remove from the double boiler and begin to whisk with an electric mixer immediately. You're going to have to whisk for quite a bit of time until the syrup isn't hot anymore and a meringue has formed with stiff peaks. It's very important to ensure that the meringue will have stiff peaks, and this can take a while. Once the meringue has reached stiff peaks, begin to add the butter to the bowl. Another very important factor about making Swiss meringue buttercream is that the butter has to be at room temperature, not too cold and not too warm. If the butter is cold, your buttercream will have lumps of butter in it. And if the butter is too warm, the buttercream will be soupy and won't firm up. Also, you want to add the butter slowly, 1 slab at a time, and incorporate it as you whisk. Once the butter has been added, continue to whisk on high until the buttercream comes together and becomes fluffy and firm. And this can take another 5 to 10 minutes. If the buttercream isn't firming up, it's probably because the butter was too soft or you didn't whisk the meringue until stiff peaks. The good news is that if the butter was too soft, you can fix this by placing the bowl with the buttercream in the fridge for about 10 minutes and then try to whip it up again. Now, if the case is that the meringue was too soft, there's no way of fixing the buttercream at this point. Also add 2 teaspoons of vanilla extract and 3/4 cups of the chocolate ganache that we made earlier, which is about 170 grams. Make sure that the ganache is at room temperature. If the ganache is warm, it's going to melt the buttercream, and you don't want that to happen. Now whisk everything together until incorporated. Now choose your favorite piping tip and pipe the frosting on top of the cupcakes. And then you can pipe or spoon the leftover ganache on top of the cupcakes. Again, make sure that the ganache is at room temperature. If the ganache is cold, it's not going to drip on the cupcakes. And if the ganache is too warm, it's going to melt the frosting. And then place the Lindt Truffle right on top of the cupcakes. And that's how you do it. Thanks for watching. If you like this video, give it a like and subscribe to my channel for more delicious recipes that I post every week. Bye!